Good evening, Fernwood. My name is Neil. Thank you for spending some time with me while I watch the entire series of Mary Hartman, one day at a time, one week at a time. We are heading into the April 1st, 1976 episode. Let's do a little bit of catching up. Mary and Loretta take it upon themselves to sneak into Muriel's room to see if there is a scar that Charlie left on her. Of course, Mary did see something that the audience did not see, but she described it as the worst thing she had ever seen. Mary's sister Kathy has said that even though she's been playing hard to get with him, Dennis asked her to go away for the weekend and she's going to do it. Mary is feeling just a little bit out of control, so she has reached out to Roberta Wallachek, who has introduced Stet to her through some interesting exercises. And while in this session with Mary, Roberta revealed that she has still been going out with Dennis this entire time, even though, and Roberta doesn't know this, but even though Dennis has been making moves on Mary and is going out with Kathy. And Roberta is completely ignorant of that, but definitely that has sent Mary into a bit of a tailspin. So that is what I've got from yesterday's episode. Why don't we just get started and see the April 1st, 1976 episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
People today are rarely in touch with themselves. They act out of their assigned roles: husband, wife, son, daughter, worker, team player. But they almost never come in contact with the true nature of their beings. That is so true.
Hi.
Hi.
Feeling better?
Yeah, I guess so. Actually, not really. Roberta brought over some literature on Stet.
Mm-hmm. How about asking me how the meeting went?
Oh, yeah, how did the meeting go? I mean, the meeting, I can't even get my words right.
Have what?
Maybe I should go to a speech therapist.
I said I would.
I don't know if that would do any good either.
Honey, what are you talking about?
What? What are you talking about?
I just got done saying that I won the election and you're not even listening to me, honey.
Of course I was listening.
I got elected.
You got elected?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm now a union official. Local 296.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that I'll probably have to go to meetings a couple of nights a week, see, and then I'll probably get a seat on the grievance committee, see.
A couple of nights a week?
Yeah, well, I know, honey, I know. But look, it's a big step up for me, you know. I could get into labor relations, negotiations, maybe.
What about me?
What about you, what?
What do I do?
Honey, you do what you've always done.
I hate it. It's nothing, Tom. It's nothing. You have your union. What do I have? I'm going to go see if there's something on television. Anything. I'd even watch the news.
Gotta be desperate if you want to watch the news.
Why do I feel like maybe I just lost? I don't believe this. Who is it? Oh, hi, hi, Mona. Come on. Sure. Let me take a coat.
Oh, no, thanks. Don't bother. I'll just drop it over here in this chair.
Oh, you look terrific. Hey, listen, I really want to tell you that I appreciate you coming over like this, and I appreciate you trying to help Mary. It's really good of you.
Oh, no, thanks, please.
Oh,
It's
that's
my
all right. That's
profession,
all right.
after
I
all.
know you're a sex therapist. I know that. I know you're one of Mary's best friends, but I got a gut level feeling that you're really trying to help her with her problem, you see.
Her problem?
Yeah, her problem, yeah.
You don't feel like maybe it's your problem, too?
Me? No, I got no problem, no.
Yes, but when there is sexual difficulty in a marriage, it does create a problem for both partners. Don't you agree?
Well, yeah, sure, for both, sure.
Okay, so if you have a problem...
Yeah, but I don't have a problem, you see.
Oh, what? Well, but what I'm trying to say is even though the primary problem may be with the wife, it causes a problem for the husband, too. Agreed?
Well, yeah, if the wife can't cut it, then, you know.
Why don't we stop using these euphemisms, the wife and the husband, okay?
Mm-hmm, okay.
We're talking about two definite people here, aren't we? You and Mary.
Yeah, we're talking about me and Mary, but, you know, if she can't cut it, Mary can't cut it, then naturally it causes some problems for me, makes it rough for me, yeah.
But that's not the situation between you and Mary, is it really? I mean, is it correct to say Mary can't cut it?
Well,
Is it?
Well, no, but there is a problem. Well, no, I mean, if there is a problem, I mean, it's definitely her problem, not mine.
Oh, well, but we agree that it affects you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what we have to determine is how does it affect you? My guess would be is that it makes you anxious.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not going to start with that performance anxiety stuff now. I hate those kinds of terms. I really do. I mean, I really hate it. What the hell does performance anxiety mean, anyway? What does
Well, in the simplest terms, it means when you're too anxious, you just can't function well.
Well, I function really well. I'm fine. When I want to function, when I'm right there, you know?
Well, when don't you function well?
When I feel pressured. You know?
Ah, exactly. So what you must determine is if this pressure results in performance anxiety.
How do I do that?
We do that
We? How?
by what we call sensate focusing.
What's that?
Basically, a certain amount of touching.
Yeah? I mean, who touches who?
We touch.
You mean we touch each other?
Well, there's no one else around.
Oh, yeah? You mean there's touching? I mean, what's that going to prove, huh?
Well, it all goes back to what we were talking about the other day, Mr. Hartman.
Wait a minute, Mr. Hartman. What do you mean, Mr. Hartman? How come so formal all of a sudden, huh?
Well, we always get less personal in clinical situations.
You get less personal with touching?
Yes.
You'd think it'd get more personal, wouldn't you?
Oh, well, but in an impersonal sort of way.
Yeah, I don't follow that. I really
Just
don't.
go along with it, Mr. Hartman.
Yeah.
Remember what we were talking about the other day?
Yeah.
About how there's so many complications in a marriage,
Yeah, sure.
and all these elements can adversely affect the couple's sex life.
Yeah, you
remember that?
Oh, yes, yeah, about the part about what they disagree about the children and whether or not they
Right.
liver for dinner and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, personally, I don't like liver. I've never liked liver. I've hated it most of my life.
Well, but the point is that you and I are not married, so we don't have these elements to interfere, do we?
Interfere with what?
With your performance. So we should be able to very quickly determine whether you have an anxiety problem that keeps you from performing.
How quickly?
But as quickly as we can embrace and kiss.
What, you mean you want us to kiss?
Well, we have to begin somewhere. You're not feeling anxious now, are you?
No.
All right, then.
No.
Kiss me.
No.
You see, actually, what I'd like to do is to make a go of one of my ideas, my inventions.
You got an invention, Muriel?
Well, kind of. I have this one great idea for a really great food treat. You see, I was thinking, if you were to take an ordinary frankfurter and an electric drill with a 5-inch long bit, and you were to drill that frankfurter, drill a hole into that frankfurter and fill it with cheese, you could have yourself a cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger. Isn't that a
You know,
great idea?
several years
Charlie?
later,
I can't
that
wait.
was released.
You know something?
Maybe not
After
by
a
that
while,
name, but I
you might
remember
not
those when I
have
was a
to drill
kid.
hole in the frankfurter. You might even be able to make a frankfurter that had a hole already in it. You know it? Unless, of course, you wanted to do something extra special with the inside of that meat. You know, maybe charge more and call it filet of frankfurter. You know, I guess that's silly.
Well, anyway, I do have plans.
Well, when do you plan to start with your plans, if I could ask, Muriel?
Well, actually, I just needed a breathing spell. Time in which to forget the agonies of my life. You know, I can't tell you both how happy I am I came to see you. You've given me such a lift seeing the two of you. And I needed that lift, too. Because even though I have this really positive attitude about the future...
With your cheeseburgers and everything.
Right. I still have this scar, which isn't very flattering. I guess you've noticed the way I wear my hair to cover the side of my face.
Well, just a little bit. I mean, not much. Did you know? I didn't know.
I found this really, really wonderful plastic surgeon who said he could put me right back the way I was. Only the operation would cost $10,000.
I knew it.
Which I don't have right now, but I'm sure I can get.
Well, of course you can get it. Of course you can get it, girl. Honey, we're just going to be rolling in the dough. I just wish that darn royalty money would come in faster.
Loretta.
Charlie, now we're going to have plenty of money and we can share it. It is definitely the Christian thing to do.
Look, Muriel. Look, you may as well know right now, I told Loretta everything about the diner and the grease and all.
You did? You admitted it?
Of course I admitted it. I admitted I splashed the bacon fat in your face. I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't know you were standing behind me.
Oh, come on now, Charlie. Not that old hold-up story. Not hands up, says the hold-up man, and the bacon grease comes flying in my face.
What do you mean, not the old hold-up story?
I'm talking about the fight. There wasn't any hold-up.
What fight?
I think she means the open-toe wedgie fight.
The open-toed wedgie fight?
Oh, if I'd known that just a silly little fight about open-toed wedgies was going to cause you to throw hot grease in my face.
What? You believe a cock and bull story like that, honey?
I don't know, Charlie. I don't. You know,
Wait a minute. Do you believe I could do such a thing on purpose?
Well, what do you expect, Charlie Haggers? You expect her to believe you in front of me when you're her husband and I'm just a stranger? Now you probably got her hating me.
Oh, I don't hate you, Muriel.
Now, wait a minute here, Loretta. Do you believe that story or don't you?
Charlie, I don't. Look, this is no time to be discussing this, Charlie. Really, it's tacky, honey. I mean, not in front of Muriel and
I
everything.
happen to believe that this is just the time to discuss it, Loretta. Now, if this woman is lying about me under my own roof, then what is she doing in this house with us?
Charlie, you are my husband, and I love you very much, and I believe you with all my heart. But, Charlie, when I look at this poor, pitiful, scarred woman, I don't care whose fault it is, I cannot turn my back on her, Charlie. It is just not the Christian thing to do. Now, we have asked her into our home as a guest, and we've offered her hospitality.
Which, if she's going to spread vicious lies about me, is a pretty foolish thing to do. Wouldn't you say so, Loretta?
Charlie, it is not foolish, and I am not foolish. I am just trying to be civilized, Charlie. Now, as I said before, this is not the time to discuss it in front of Muriel.
Please, don't fight on my couch.
You butt out, Muriel. You keep your flapping mouth shut.
Charlie Haggers. I'm sorry. I have to apologize for my husband, Charlie, and you'll do no such flapping shut. If anybody in this house is going to flap shut to you, Charlie Haggers, it's going to be me. Listen, again, I'd like to apologize for the way Charlie's been acting and the scar and it ruining your life and all.
I understand.
You are so sweet and so brave.
I hope I didn't cause any harm. I just hate to see two lovebirds fighting.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Well, it's just that since Charlie caused this tragic accident, I thought he might want to help me get a fresh start.
Well, believe me, I think that's true, and you bet your bottom dollar, our bottom dollar, that I'm going to see the man does his duty, really.
Oh, thank you.
No matter what it takes. Well, you just have a good night's sleep, and see you bright and early in the morning, okay?
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Well, honey, I'd say you got off to a pretty good start with this scheme of yours. Pretty good.
What?
Look, I'll tell you, I'm really sick and tired of all this stuff. I mean, talking about what sensei focusing and performances and performance anxiety. I mean, it's just a lot of gunk, It's just a lot of baloney.
I mean, it's not baloney, but it might not apply to you.
Don't call me Mr. Hartman. Now, wait a minute. You called me Tom before I kissed you, didn't you?
You call that a kiss?
Oh, come on. What do you want from me? What do you want?
Performance. Isn't that what we were talking about before the kiss? I'm telling you, Mr. Hartman.
Call me Tom. Tom. My name is Tom. T-O-M. Tom.
Yes, I'm telling you, Tom, you do suffer from performance anxiety.
I don't have any anxiety. Damn it, I have no anxiety in my life. None.
Mr. Hartman, in my professional capacity, I've kissed a lot of men, and I know anxiety when I see it. You definitely have performance anxiety. I mean it.
I don't have any.
Mr. Hartman, I know what I'm talking about. You have much too much anxiety to be able to perform. Believe me, I know when a man is capable of performing. I can sense these things. I can feel it. And I don't sense any indication of performance in you.
No, wait a minute. You're my wife's best friend, right? Huh? My kid is sleeping right upstairs. Am I right? Huh? Now look, this is my couch right here, right? It's my living room. My TV set is right over there. My wife and I have sat on this couch, I don't know how many millions of hours, watching that TV set. And you come in here, into my house, and expect me not to be anxious kissing you. I mean, who the hell wouldn't be anxious?
Mr. Hartman, everything is a matter of degree. And the degree of anxiety that you're feeling right now is a good part of the problem you're having with your wife.
Look, I didn't ask you to come here, did I? And I didn't ask you to sit down with me and talk about this stuff now, did I?
No. But there is a problem, and you said that you were perfectly willing to help.
Well, sure, I said I was willing to help, but I didn't think it would include messing around with my wife's best friend. I mean, if that's part of this thing in my own house, forget about it. I don't want one part of that. I don't want one damn bit of it.
Mr. Hartman, let's just calm down and discuss this in a rational manner. Now, I can understand you're feeling anxious, of course. And I'm wondering if it wouldn't make you feel a little less anxious if I told you I am not your wife's best friend.
What?
No,
What are
I
you
didn't
talking
go
about?
to school with Mary, and I didn't come here as her best friend. I met her last week at the public library, and I'm here in my professional capacity as a sex therapist.
Are you telling me that I've been framed? That I'm being rooked here? What are you telling me? Are you telling me that you and my wife have set me up for some kind of patsy? Is that what you're telling me?
No, Tom. Mary's just concerned about you and herself and your marriage.
Well, I'm concerned about her and myself and my marriage, too. But I didn't drag some stranger in off the street, for God's sakes. Hi. Mary, you tricked me, damn it. You tricked me.
What's the matter? What happened? Well, I'm afraid he's just a little upset because he can't face the fact that he has performance anxiety.
Oh, he's got performance anxiety?
For God's sakes, will you two stop talking about me like I'm some kind of guinea pig in a laboratory?
Stop hollering! You wake Heather. How do you know he has performance anxiety so fast? Well, it was very simple. I could tell from our first kiss. Your first kiss? You kissed my husband? Well, only for professional purposes. You weren't supposed to kiss my husband. You promised me you wouldn't kiss my husband. You weren't supposed to touch my husband. What kind of professional is that?
You lied to me. You told me that she was your best friend. Now she's a sex therapist. Now look, you may have a problem in anxiety, but I don't. I don't have any damned anxiety.
Mr. Hartman, you are destroying the professional atmosphere here.
I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about that. My wife is willfully and deceitfully destroying our marriage.
I'm trying to save our marriage. She kissed you. Listen, that was just my professional, success-proven method for saving marriages. Well, I think you better leave. Before we get to the sensei focusing... Well, that's the part that comes after the kissing, yes.
Yeah, I think you better go too. Yeah, go.
All right. I'll just send my bill through the mail.
You need bill? What bill? What the hell are you talking about? Well, for what?
Well, you don't think I do this work for nothing, do you? I'm a professional. Well, professionals always send bills.
Mary, I would never, never, never in my whole life go to a professional. Never.
You kissed her? You let her kiss you? You never kissed me. I mean, you don't even treat me like your wife. I mean, you treat me like I don't exist. You treat me like I'm some kind of nothing. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe I'm just a nothing. Maybe I'm like the ozone layer.
Mary. Hey, look, are you okay?
I am what I am.
But are you okay?
It's okay not to be okay.
Honey, you're not making sense.
That is sense, Tom. And if you would go to STET, you'd see that as sense. Why would you join STET?
Forget about Stan. I'm talking about you, honey.
Well, so am I talking about me. That is sense. You learn what you already know.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, if you already know what you... And they teach you what you already know, that doesn't make no sense.
Well, of course that makes sense. That's the only thing I said. Why would you learn what you already don't know? I mean, who wants to know what they don't know? If you don't know it, how can you know it? If you don't know it, you don't know it.
You're making me dizzy.
That's a very good sign, Tom.
What?
That's a very healthy sign for you to be dizzy. You should join STET.
Forget about Stan, will you?
Tom, you're putting in barriers, you know? You're putting in barriers, and it's a very bad thing to do, to put up barriers. I used to put up barriers, but I don't put up barriers anymore, and you'd be much healthier if you didn't.
Look, I happen to be a very healthy person. I am A-OK, Mary.
Tom, you are putting up barriers. Why don't you just face facts, face life, and join STET?
You're driving me crazy, really. You really are driving me up the walls. I'll tell you, I'm going out of my gourd with this kind of talk. I'm going to bed, okay? And I suggest you do the same darn thing. You go to bed, too. And forget about STET, because it's going to drive you out of your gourd, too, honey.
Tom, STET works. STET works. I am me. I am whole. I am everything. I am me. I am whole. I am together. I am me. I am whole. I am together. I am me. I am whole. I am together. I am so thirsty.
I was not expecting to be so emotionally affected by, the whole Mona Mackenzie story. I know, from my perception, from observing them, that the relationship between Tom and Mary is full of walls. Like, each of them has. Tom, has his emotional walls, and is not necessarily able to listen, and that's exacerbated by Mary sort of creating a wall of information, a wall of misinformation, jumping on Mona Mackenzie. That was desperation, and STET now, I wasn't expecting STET to be quite the line, especially after last episode because of how it ended, but it really looks like Mary is buying into that STET pretty hard. And I don't know anything about STET. I know that it existed in the 70s, but this seems at least somewhat critical of it. And then Loretta and Charlie just continuing to be wedged apart by Muriel, who has a fake scar. Not sure exactly why she took the time to remove it, other than to let the audience know that it was not real, but wow, that's a thing. So that was our Thursday, April 1st, 1976 episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Thank you for spending some time with me, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.